Hey guys, today I'll be walking you through how I made my very own calligraphy Christmas ornaments, like these. This was my first time making ornaments, so it didn't go extremely smooth or as planned. But anyways, without further ado, let's get started with the materials. A quick warning, do not follow these steps until you watch the entire video, because I made a lot of mistakes that I would not want you guys to make. So before taking on this project, please learn from my mistakes and use your best judgment when deciding on what materials you want to buy and how you want to proceed. The first thing you'll need are some ornaments to write on. I bought these flat clay ones, which although they feel sturdy and substantial, they're pretty brittle and you need to be careful when handling them. Also, the white paint on them isn't super even, as you can see here. I thought I'd be saving time by getting pre-painted ornaments, but they're not super even. Next up, you'll need your paint marker. I'll be using a gold one from Deco Color. I also have a pencil for sketching and transferring designs, as well as a kneaded eraser to remove pencil marks. And lastly, to finish and seal everything off, I'll be using Varathane, which is like a clear polyurethane coating. I just have mine in this little mason jar here. And now we can start creating. Alright, step 1. The first thing I did was I traced one of my ornaments onto a sheet of paper and scanned it into my computer. I then pulled that scan into Illustrator and made some guidelines to use as a template. Since I was going to make a few different ornaments, I duplicated the template a few times and printed out that sheet of paper. So using this template method allows me to experiment on paper instead of writing on the actual ornament right away. Because if I did that and I made a mistake on the ornament, there'd be a lot of pencil markings and erasing that I'd have to deal with. So just to save myself time, I wrote out all the names on paper and then I will transfer them onto the ornaments once I'm happy with what I have. And after I had some nice name layouts, I then scribbled graphite onto the backs of the templates using my pencil to transfer over to my ornaments. Once you get the template placed onto your ornament, you're basically going to trace over the design, and the graphite you scribbled on the back of your template earlier will mark up the ornament. Once you have your design transferred, at this point you can use your paint marker to trace over your design. And once the paint is dry, you can go in with your kneaded eraser to get rid of any remaining pencil marks. Although this did work, there were some times in which I couldn't get all the marks to go away. For instance, if you take a look at this Emma ornament that I did, there are some pretty heavy pencil marks. This is also where I kind of messed up with my ornament selection. Since these ornaments weren't finished, they're kind of just painted over, they're super chalky, so all that chalk will collect onto your paint marker, making it pretty difficult to use, so I ended up having to use a different marker for this Tyler ornament. Anyways, I managed to finish all the ornaments I wanted to and gave them each a coat of Varathane. Due to time constraints, I only wrote on one side, but if I had more time, I would definitely have written on both and Varathaned both sides. The Varathane initially turns your white ornament into this like pinkish color, but once it dries, it doesn't look as bad. There's still a slight pink tint, but not nearly as bad as when you first put on the Varathane. And that's about it. I would love to know what you guys think, and if you guys have any tips on how I can make this better next year. I would love to continue this tradition, but perhaps using flat wooden ornaments instead of these clay ones, or even those traditional round ball ornaments. If you guys have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them in the comments, and I hope to see you guys soon.